Hello, our kings and queens.
And everything in betweens. Welcome back to our channel, or welcome to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Stella, and today we are all dolled up for one very exciting reason.
Very exciting. We collaborated with 3 of our favorite local artists here. Rachel Rice at Color Me Bronze Spray Tanning, who did our amazing spray tans.
That's why we look bronze to perfection.
Tanner Mathewson at Madhouse Loft. She did our hair. We both have these amazing voluptuous hairstyles going on. And lastly, Desiree Michelle Makeup, who beat our face today. So we filmed each process, and they shared tips and tricks and, you know, just a breakdown of everything. And so we'll share it with you guys.
We'll include all of their @signs down below, so you guys can check them out for all of your glow up needs, because they are our favorites and you could always trust them.
Yeah.
So enjoy this fun video.
We ready?
We are ready. Okay. Lights, camera, action.
Hi guys, I'm Tanner. I'm the owner of Madhouse Loft. We're gonna do a 70s style on Ashley, and I'm gonna show you guys how I put her extensions in. So let's start from the bottom. I always like to start as close to the bottom as possible because you don't want evidence of the short hair peeking through.
We don't want that evidence at all.
So I'm gonna start by spraying her root with a little bit of hairspray. And then I'm gonna back comb it just a little bit. So this is gonna give the clips a good foundation so that you don't feel like they're slipping all day. And I'm gonna go in with the two clips at the bottom. And I like to put them closer together on the bottom versus the top. So once we get toward the top, I'm gonna space them out a little more, but we want that thickness at the bottom. Like we said, we don't want evidence of these little short hairs coming out.
I'm gonna need to like write out a bunch of notes.
Yes.
For the next time I put these in.
Yes, or watch the video.
Exactly.
So again, every section that I'm gonna clip the clip-ins in, I'm gonna spray a little bit and I'm gonna tease a little bit. And then that way you don't have to worry about them slipping. Okay, so now I'm gonna take the weft that has 4 clips on it, since this is a bigger surface area up here. So we're gonna clip these in. I teased it already. And you wanna get it as close to the ear as possible. Okay, so when sectioning around the ear, you want to get as close to the ear as possible, but also have enough that the extension can clip to it. You don't want it to be such a thin section that it's gonna slide right off, or it could damage the hair. So you wanna make sure you have just enough to tease and clip. And I'm spraying just a little heat protectant on these now because I wanna make sure they're covered when I go in and style it. So I'm gonna go in now with the wefts that have 3 clips. And I'm gonna start at the ear and work my way toward the center. And then I'm gonna take the single clips, and we don't want them too high because you don't want to be paranoid all day about your extensions showing. So this is good.
Dang.
Magic.
Dang.
Literally.
Literally. Seamless.
Short hair who?
Literally.
We're gonna start in with the style. So we're gonna do a big bouncy 70s wave. And I actually do this with a straightener. I feel like it's easier to get the curve that you want, and it's also gonna last longer than if you used a large barrel curling iron. You could also use hot rollers. I haven't tried that yet, but I've seen it and it looks amazing. Okay, so we're gonna start with heat protectant again. Heat protectant is super important, especially when you have blonde hair. I mean, everybody needs to use it, but blondes especially, because your hair's already so fragile. So I alternate between the Enjoy Protect and Shine, which smells amazing, but also I've just started using this Rusk Thermal Flat Iron Spray, and it has shine built in as well. And it's aerosol filled, so I feel like it's more of an even application. Okay, so I'm using the GHD straightener, which I love. It heats up in 30 seconds, and there's no temperature adjustment on it because it adjusts to the quality of your hair. So if you have super fine hair, it's gonna automatically sense that and only turn the heat up so much. If you have super resistant hair, then it'll automatically give you high heat.
That's amazing. That straightener's so great.
So you wanna start at the root and just start slowly bending it. And as you get toward the end, you want to really curl it under. like that. So I don't run my fingers through it until we're totally done. You want them to set, and you kind of want to set them in the shape so that when they cool down, they hold that shape. So this one, I kind of want to go toward her face. And I like to alternate every section so that they're not all going in the same direction. You still want movement, you still want it to be messy. So this piece, when I flip it under, I'm gonna turn it away from me. And then if it's a little too curly, then I just kind of play with it with my hands to relax it as it cools down. So now that I'm at the top, we've done everything curled under in different directions. So the best part about this 70s style is the feathery bang, and that's what's gonna give you the volume so you don't feel like it's too straight. So what I like to do is take the bang, and you definitely wanna do a center part for this. You could do a side part, but it's not gonna have the same effect. So I've already applied my heat protectant, and I'm gonna do it up and away. Same idea, you almost wanna picture it as if you have hot rollers in your hair, but you're doing it with the straightener. And sometimes I'll clip it up like this, which looks ridiculous. Sorry, Ashley.
Like, looks like George Washington.
Yes, but you'll clip it and then do your makeup, and then when you're done, you let it down, and you get even more volume.
Yeah.
And you just pay attention to the swoop. So now they're all feathery like this, and they curl away and they almost make a C shape. And then I'm gonna follow the part line and do that all the way to the back. So with Stella, we're gonna do a spring beachy wave, kind of like what I did with mine today. I'm gonna show you guys how to use a waver. It's easy and foolproof, but also there are tiny little adjustments that you can make so that you don't end up looking like you're in 6th grade going to a dance.
Too curly?
Yes. So, like always, we're gonna start with heat protectant, number one. Most
protect yourself.
I'm gonna use the Rust heat protectant again. Spray it all throughout. So with Stella, I'm going to take thicker sections as we go up, because you'll see we're actually gonna use the waver vertically. So we're gonna go in with the Bondi Boost waver. I have it at 200. I'm gonna test it out on her hair, and if it seems like it's a little much, I'll turn it down. You never want your heat to be all the way up unless you have super, super resistant hair that's strong and can handle it. The main thing with this is I'm gonna take a vertical section. So instead of going horizontal with my nail, I'm gonna go vertically. And then I'm gonna hold the waver vertically as well. Open, and you start at the top. And then kind of like a puzzle piece, you're just gonna move your way down to the next strand. And then again, just like with Ashley's, I'm gonna hold it while it cools down a little bit, because we don't want it to be too tight. You want it to relax a little. When I did it the first time, we were facing this way. The back of the barrel was facing away from me. I'm gonna turn it. That way the curl pattern isn't all the same. It's gonna look a little more natural, a little more messy, which is what we want.
That is so cool.
And if you do a couple in a row in the same direction, it's not the end of the world. Sometimes that keeps it from being too poofy. The main thing is you just wanna take different size sections. You wanna keep the iron in different directions. And I really like the vertical sectioning. It resembles more of a natural curl pattern. And now I'm gonna go in with the Olaplex number 7 bonding oil. I like to use just a little bit of this because a little goes a long way. Not only is this good for her blonde, but it's gonna give it some extra shine, and it's gonna define the waves a little bit. So I just do a couple dabs, rub it around in my hands so it's nice and even. And you always wanna start at the bottom and just kind of lightly press it into the hair. and kind of grab it in sections. And then once you feel like you don't have a ton left on your hands, you can start working your way up. But I'm gonna do the other side and then I'll go to the top. One of the last things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with this Magic Root Cover Up from L'Oreal. Some people like to use eyeshadow, but I feel like this is just more even. So this is a light brown color, which matches Stella's root for the most part. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill in her part line right here. This is just gonna give it the illusion of more fullness, more thick hair, and then in pictures and stuff, it's just gonna tie the whole thing together. You can do this for blondes too. You just need a lighter color, which I haven't grabbed yet. So for the finishing touches, I'm just gonna kind of shake it out and set it with hairspray. And I think we're good.
Yay!
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You're
I'm
welcome.
excited. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay. Hi, I'm Desiree Michelle from Desiree Michelle Makeup, and today I have Stella here and I'm gonna be doing a spring look on her. So something super airy and light. I'm gonna go ahead and just prep her skin with some Milk Hydro Mist with a Giorgio Armani Illuminous Primer. Right here.
Yeah.
If I'm using a mattifying primer, I'll tap it in with my fingers just because you want to like get it into the pores more than anything. But I always tell people when you're using like a pore filling primer, you want to tap it in and not rub it in because it's not really doing anything. It's just on the surface. I use the Elmis Superfood. This has like a little bit of illumination in it, so it just I put it on the high points of the face, and it adds like a really nice glow to the skin. And then I'm gonna go in with brows. I like to start with brows. I know some people don't like doing this, but I like to start with the eyes and then I go into the face. So I like to like outline my shape and then I do like these little tiny hair strokes to give them more of a natural look. Priming the eyes with some Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue concealer. I like to use concealer because I feel like it just works best as far as like not creasing the eyeshadow throughout the day, and it just gives the eyes, like you can set the tone for your eyes and get rid of any redness and cover any like veins. A lot of people have like veins in their eyes.
Me?
Yeah, I do too.
My veins show a lot.
So I'm gonna set the eyeshadow with just a neutral shade just to set in this concealer here. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with this eyeshadow. I'm gonna focus this on the outer corners because I'm kind of do like a, I guess you can say like a wing, like a faux wing. Or like a soft wing, I guess you can say. The palette I'm using actually is the Dose of Colors Baked Browns. It's a Real Techniques mini sponge, and I like this for like getting underneath the eyes because it's just so tiny and it gets like in there rather than using a big old sponge under your eyeballs.
You have more control.
Yeah, you have more control, and then I like to take a buffer right underneath because I don't like to put the concealer all the way up underneath the eye. And then I just buff this in. Then we're gonna take a little bit of the Givenchy, I think this is the Prism Libre under eye setting powder, and then I'm going to set your under eyes, and then we'll start with the rest of your face. I only take a little bit of product because I don't like, sometimes if you use too much there's like a white cast. So I just take like a tiny bit and press it in.
Photograph well.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airless Filter powder and just set in these areas. Before we Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I love the way it smells and it blends so nice on the skin.
It smells so good.
Yeah. So just take this on the outer perimeters of the face to bring back some dimension. And then we'll go in with the little Dior contour palette.
Oh, love that.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's super pigmented, so I don't like using a lot of it. I use the Tall Do We Know Her in the Brush Duo Powder Blush. It has a cream blush in here too, but I'm gonna do the powder. Patrick Ta Brow Pomade. And you have to like, a lot of people don't know how to work this, but you actually have to spray it directly on here.
Ooh.
Get it. Love it. I only bought this mascara from Lancome because Zendaya promotes it so much because she was like the model for it.
Oh, do you like it?
I like it, yeah. And with like a lighter shade in the center. And then I take a flare brush, a little bit more lip product, and then I just like buff it out. I don't like to apply the liquid lipstick super thick because then it gives you that like ring like in the inside of your mouth when you're wearing a lot of lipstick. So I figured when you buff it out with a brush, it just looks nicer, like a softer finish. And then I'm going to use a Dose of Colors Honey I'm Home lip gloss just a little bit here.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
And that, my friends, is how you get a fresh and glowy spring look. So we're gonna do Ashley's makeup now, and we're gonna go ahead and do like a super glowy, dewy look on her and like bronzy vibes.
Love that.
Color me bronze.
Bronzy for Color Me Bronze.
And then I'm just gonna prep your skin here, and I have the Weleda Skin Food. This is just like a moisturizer, but it's really good and it's lightweight, so you can use it on anybody. We're just gonna hydrate the skin here. Same thing, I'm gonna use the Elmis Superfood on her, just on the high points of the face. This brow pencil is my favorite. It's the e.l.f. Cosmetics brow pencil. And there's so many other high-end ones out there, but this is $5 and it works just as good as everything else.
We love a good dupe.
Yeah. I'm all for dupes. I love when I find a good one, especially when it's at Target. I'm like, yes.
You're using Dose concealer?
Yes, the same concealer I used on you. I'm gonna use the Dose on her. And I'm gonna do the Mario Master Mattes palette. Light neutral shade here. I'm gonna set in this concealer that I just put on. I always set with a neutral tone unless I'm doing like a dark smoky eye, then I'll go directly in with that dark color to build it. And this is the ColourPop Nude Mood palette. I really like this one. It's a super neutral, has really pretty tones in it. I'm a ColourPop kind of gal. So I'm just putting this on the outer corner and then blending this into her crease. This is a Bedelium Tools Golden Triangle. This is a 783 small tapered blending brush. I'm going to take the Milk Makeup Hydro Mist and I just spray the brush because I'm going to use a little bit of a shimmer shadow, and it just makes the shadow stick to the brush a little bit more and gives you more color payoff. ColourPop I Think I Love You palette. So this color, I'm just focusing it on the center of the lid. I'm going to use the Makeup Geek Afterglow pigment, and I'm just going to put this in the inner corner of the eye. I don't know why this look like, I've officially called it angel eyes because it's like very like glowy and like shimmery, and I just feel like I'm an angel. I'm gonna look like this. In the afterlife, this is what I'm gonna look like. So I'm taking the shade 118 in Meet Your Hue in Dose of Colors. I'm just blending this out. We're gonna go in with that Givenchy again.
Givenchy.
Chanel.
Yes.
This is like the newer version of it because the old one, they don't actually sell it anymore, which I think was like this Tan de Soleil.
Oh.
They don't sell it one anymore. So this one's called Lay Beige. And I'm gonna use this bronzer. And this is like a cream, but it's more like, it has a powder finish, so you can, and it doesn't give off the most color in the world. I feel like it just gives you like a little bit of a shadow. Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish. This is the Fenty bronzer in the shade Island Ting. Ooh. I'm focusing those more on the temples.
Expensive.
Stunning.
Woo!
Yes. Wow.
So beautiful.
Wow.
He said, wow.
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 Wow. Wow. We did it.
We did it.
We did the damn thing.
All right, you guys, this is the finished look as you saw from the beginning because we did our intro.
We had to do the intro looking beautiful, obviously.
But thank you guys so much for watching. We thought it would be fun to do this collab, and we've been wanting to plan it forever, so we're so happy it finally turned out.
Yeah, and you guys get to see the amazing work that they do, and I hope that you guys reach out to them and get some of your own stuff done because they're great.
See you next time.